Why did Goldberg need 6 security guards in an empty arena?
That's a very fair question. I don't know.
Why did they? There wasn't a. It was like he was walking through the set of the Twilight Zone. Where is everybody? Episode with Earl Holliman, season 1, episode 1. Look it up, folks. He's walking through empty hallways with not a human to be seen. He's got 6 guards with him because that's what they did 20 years ago. I know that, folks. Some people, but it just visually, they did a good package on Drew McIntyre and Goldberg. Their production crew always does an excellent job in the studio there, but it didn't make any sense of why this is a showdown between these two iconic baby faces, one former and one current, except that they have no stars and they had to make this match with Goldberg, who's fucking 50 something. So it didn't make sense. We saw a little bit of what my DVR froze up on, or did they go all the way off the air when Goldberg came out and shoved McIntyre on his ass? Is that where they went off the air that night, live?
I don't know.
My DVR froze up right then. It might have got back up and fucking went head to head with him, but my God. And when I saw I was already kind of looking sideways at it, and then I saw what they had to do for the match. It's sad. I'm not knocking Goldberg. I'm saying it's sad that they haven't come up with anybody that they can put in here more over than Goldberg in 20 fucking years. That's not reflective of Goldberg. That's reflective of them. The package was longer than most of his matches, and I believe that this one was no exception. The entrances have gotten ridiculous now that Drew McIntyre is doing the Sword and the Stone. Are we just all going too far now? Is this just become goddamn Cirque du Soleil with a bit of Martin Caradagian?
Titana's in a ring?
Yeah, Titana's. I can't speak fucking Argentinian. Or yeah, if Hector was here, Hector, tell him in Argentinian. So explain to me, and I know that this was a Paul Heyman because they give him all of these matches where they have to do shit to cover up that they ain't actually having a match, and he's good at it, but it's gotten where it's kind of, it is what it is now. But explain to me why Drew McIntyre, the baby face that's going to be there ongoing, jump-started the match with a headbutt and a fucking spear. That's a fucking heel move. Well, the bell hasn't rung, so I'm going to fucking sucker headbutt you and then spear you out of nowhere. That's a classic babyface move. And then the referee didn't ring the bell for the first time in history on first contact between two guys in a big match. And they made no effort to explain why that the referee wouldn't have rung the bell. And then Goldberg comes back and spears McIntyre through the barricade at ringside. So Goldberg is set up as the raving babyface here. McIntyre's a fucking prick that just got his ass handed to him by an older man for his sucker headbutt. And then they ring the bell. Did I encapsulate that just fairly succinctly?
I think so.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. As soon as they ring the bell, McIntyre, immediately after he's just had his ribs caved in a moment ago, hits Goldberg with the fucking kick, starts fucking kicking his ass. Goldberg ducks another kick, 2 spears, and hits a jackhammer, or at least that's what he was going for, and it got there eventually. McIntyre got to the mat a while before Goldberg did. Remember, I've said the bumps that really hurt are not the ones that go bam, but the ones that go boom. This was a so jackhammer for a 2 count, missed a spear into the turnbuckle, and McIntyre hits a kick 1, 2, 3. And it was a miracle that all that took 5 minutes.
I think less than that.
Well, I was rounding off to the nearest minute because I was just looking on the timer on the DVR. And the announcers, after it's over with, there was seriously like 8 moves in this goddamn match. I took more bumps against Jose Lothario. And then the announcers sold it like McIntyre had just survived the fucking siege of the Alamo all by himself. Fuck, it's amazing. There were 400,000 of Santa Anna's men and Drew McIntyre.
Well, remember,
Tell me what I missed about.
Remember, he defeated Brock Lesnar in a similar length of time a few years back to win the title. And I thought that match was perfect. It couldn't have gone more than 3 minutes, but it was exactly what it needed to be.
That was what it needed to be at that time, and this was unfortunate. That was fine. Although I was still at that time, I was like, you can't get a young guy that might have benefited from that more, but it was what it needed to be. But this, unfortunately, was again what it needed to be, because they couldn't have any other kind of match. And unfortunately, that's what, if you're going to do the same goddamn thing you did with Brock and the same goddamn thing you did whatever the fuck, sooner or later, does Goldberg mean anything? Are you hurting him at this point? Everybody's going to know. You're devaluing your attractions by constantly going back to him and doing the same shit. What couldn't Goldberg be in a tag match for fuck's sake, just so he could get the tag and make the comeback, but there could actually be a match involved?
I guess maybe they fear they don't have other main eventers that can work with Drew McIntyre right now.
Well, and they don't, apparently.
And they don't.
Jeez.
And this whole thing started with the Raw reunion show, right? Where at the end, all the legends were on the stage and then Goldberg came storming out. So that was the build.
Well, but that's the thing. It didn't make any sense either, because it was like he was talking to Randy Orton, but they switched it and put McIntyre in and they didn't change his promo. He was like, you don't have any respect. Well, what? That's Orton. Orton's the legend killer. Orton's the fucking guy that RKO out of nowhere. Drew McIntyre was the fucking brave young Scotsman that fucking fought and clawed to get where he was and had the whole feel-good thing behind him and beat Brock Lesnar. Not the fucking guy that whips his dick out and pisses in Ric Flair's face every time he sees him. So that made no sense. It was like they seriously, the promo, if Orton had been standing in front of Goldberg, would have fit perfectly. You got all the tools, but you got no respect. So they just can't keep track of their own. I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's stemmed from that when there they had all the legends standing out on the stage, and then suddenly Goldberg blows past Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, like the people we want to fucking see. Well, not anymore, I guess.
Well, Goldberg is a major star, and although there have been mistakes, like having him lose the title at one point a few months ago, give them credit for at least sticking with Drew McIntyre, because he deserves them to stick with him during this pandemic, because he could be something on the other side of this.
I don't really see the way sticking with him. I see them using him, and they have no choice than to use anybody that looks like that and can work like that because of the dearth of stars they've got. But he beats Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and by what fucking September, October, he's lost it to fucking Orton so he can win it back, and then he's in it. Once again, here with Goldberg, who a lot of people do fondly remember. So they were probably, kick his ass, Goldberg. Now you got people cheering against the guy you're trying. This is less than a year. They've done all these things to McIntyre. Oh. You ain't going to talk me out of it.
I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just saying, I'm glad they haven't completely given up on McIntyre yet, because it's happened to other guys, and just moved on and moved him down the card. I think he's deserving of a top slot. Now they have to figure out how to use him. They have to get guys from to work with, but I think he's deserving of that spot.
Well, I do too. So what are you disagreeing with me
I'm not disagreeing with you about anything. What are you talking about?
Well, now you change your story. All right.
Come on.
See there?
Give me a break.
The next match, thank you, Gorilla.